What's going on, YouTube? So I'm back doing another little trailer build, kind of similar to the other one I did with the tandem axle, the $600 build. This is kind of the same idea. So long story short, I'm going on Driftweek, which is like a 2-week trip where you drive the car track to track to track, no support vehicle, no truck and trailer, pretty grassroots style event. So it's basically like a moving event, really. So yeah, not only does this car need to get us to tracks, but it also needs to tow trailer and get me home in one piece. So the trailer that I'm building is right here. I've been kind of picking away at it, but it was once a 4x7 single axle trailer. Got it for $450, somewhere around there. It was closer to 500, but let's say $450. And I thought that was a good price point considering, you know, wheels, tires. Tires look pretty much brand new. He said he did one of the sides, one of the hubs blew out, so he did one other side. I don't know, pretty light trailer, bang for buck. Not a bad starting point. So I basically ripped off the sides, ripped off the front, the rear section there. It was all just like, I don't know, pretty jerry-rigged, to be honest. So that all came off pretty easily. And I've just been picking away at it to get it to this point. So it's up on pipe stands. I got it all leveled out, and the whole goal with this is to hold 14 tires. 8 of them are going to be on rims. And then I have a little toolbox kind of in this section here. And it might be even a 3-tier. So it'll be 6 tires in the back. It'll be 4 in front of that. That'll be on the rims. So most of the weight will be over the axle. And then I was thinking maybe doing a 3rd tier with like removable bars. So, you know, once we consume tires, we won't need it. But going down fully loaded, we probably will. So I might have to get creative with that. But I was thinking of doing like even a removable vise, having my toolbox here and mounting it so it's pretty much level with like almost a working space on top here, a little pass-through system so I could have like, you know, chairs, fluids, a spot for a jack and a couple jack stands, just miscellaneous shit, wiring, all the stuff you bring to a track. So that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, this is where we're at now. I basically mocked up all the tires already. I think it's going to work. What it's going to look like behind the car and the weight distribution is still really to be determined. The tongue needs to be shortened because I did have it behind my white Mustang, V6 Mustang out here. So I had it behind that, and the tongue is just so long. This section here. So shorten that by 2 feet, and probably going to swap different wheels on here. I have like some wheels from my boat trailer, like some chrome, I don't know, like American Force Racing or something like that. Look pretty sweet. So yeah, I've been picking away at this. I'm going to continue picking away at this. And I got to get these middle bars in yet. And then I'll kind of show you guys how everything's going to go once I get those in and I can kind of get it mocked up. So for now, keep slaving away. And I'm going to pick up once I have these tires kind of mocked up, show you around the trailer a bit. There it is, all mocked up. Even put the toolbox on there to get some motivation, some 2x4s. But you can get the idea. It looks really high, obviously, on the pipe stands. We'll have to put it on the ground and actually see the height it would be at with 4 tires on top. But like I said, once we do a couple events, then the loose tires will be consumed and we won't be traveling like that. So it's almost a temporary solution just to get us down there. But I got some more angle iron to kind of build that frame. So what I'm thinking is that the frame is going to be about the same height as the toolbox. And then almost have like a deck space right on top, and then have like a little spot underneath where I can pass stuff right through if I do have like a longer item. I don't know, a torque wrench or who knows, giant snipe. Just nice to have full space under there. And then it'll be like jack stands, fluids, whatever, yada yada. But yeah, you can see the little extension I made there. So I wouldn't say it adds necessarily length to it at all, but I did widen it. It's not as wide as the trailer tires themselves, but it's enough to fit 6 drift spares. And then I'll have little, I don't know, some sort of flare or a tub, mini tub to go over the trailer tires themselves. And then I need to get brake lights and all that shite too. So, got the new tongue, new jack. So I'm basically just going to cut this puppy like right here. So a little bit more work to do. And then, yeah, I did all the welding, just added bars. I'll take all the tires off and walk around it again. I also doubled up the frame here where the extension kind of goes onto. But yeah, I'm going to keep on keeping on. I'm going to start whipping up this little frame at the front here, and I might just shorten this. You can see how long that is, right? It's compared to the trailer itself, pretty long. So I'm going to keep on keeping on. Let's go. Oh yeah, it's a new day. Had a pretty good day yesterday. Crushed out quite a bit of this. Let's have a look around. All right, where do I even start? So, shorten the tongue, as I was saying. I basically cut off like the old jack and the old tongue, and I shortened it. It was a little under 2 feet. So I did put it behind the Mustang that I'm daily driving right now, and it looks much, much better. So that's tacked on. Jack's tacked up. Made this frame to kind of box in the sides, and obviously the front. And we can kind of have a dry storage area right here. So that's pretty deadly. We actually used the old plywood from the bottom on the front, and then obviously it fit pretty good here. We just had to cut it down a little bit to fit in that cavity. And then I mounted up my old toolbox, and it's, you know, self-supported essentially. Not to get fancy with the triangulation on the one side. So the whole idea is, once I put that plywood in there, see how there's a bit of a lip? This will all be like one solid platform. I was thinking of maybe even putting wood on top of this, and then, you know, have a little handle so you walk up, fisheye mode, walk up, open the top there, and then all your drawers would be accessible from the side. So it's pretty deadly. Yeah. Started kind of boxing in the back section. You can see there, kind of almost looks like a Trojan horse, honestly. A buggy or something. But yeah, loose tires on top, as I was saying. And then it's hard to kind of get the right idea. But I'll be able to run a tube through the hub of all the wheels and basically have a little locking system off that angle. So all in all, I'd say pretty solid day. Still have to sheet in the top, add a bit more bracing. This corner is also not complete yet. I have to mount taillights. Needs to be some wheel arches. I tried to put on different rims, and like that bolt pattern is super weird. 5x100, I think. So I don't know if these are actually just like car hubs or what the deal is, but it's not a very standard bolt pattern. So I got to confirm the bolt pattern on those wheels. Probably just going to get adapters, honestly. And I'll put wheel arches on once I have the right wheels that fit. But I'll get the wheel arches from Princess Auto there. Yeah, making headway. So we're going to continue and see what we can get done today. Like I said, some more wood on the sides. Yeah, just finishing bits really. But yeah, we'll get after it. So I got all the wood completed on the front and on the sides. So this side's just completely sheeted in. Kind of place the wheel arch there so you can see what it's going to look like. Added these little tie downs on both sides. They're more or less in the locations I'm going to need for like stacking tires. I might add a couple more smaller ones, but that should be able to help secure the tires down if I'm just having loose ones on top. Front is also just sealed in, and then the side, driver's side or left-hand side is also sealed in, except I have a little door here. So that'll open up like that, and you'll be able to reach in and get all your tools. And then I got the sheet on top done, and it was framed around the toolbox. So it's pretty slick. You can bear weight on top of here. So like I said, if we do need to add extra tires, we can add another row here and then another row right there. So this is lockable from the inside. So you can open it up, reach your tools like that. And if you need to lock it, close it up. It's actually a little key spot there so you can lock the toolbox itself. And then you can close this up. And then the top, same thing. So I'll have the same type of latch over on that side. A little tight. Make myself a little kickstand here. Hold on, there it is. Bada boom. You got a little bit of storage there. Dry storage. So all in all, it's coming along. I also ended up getting this side obviously welded out and completed. Taillights are going to have to go in these corners here somewhere. So that might be interesting. And then the license plate as well. I did have a piece of DOM tube that's going to slide through all the hubs of the wheels. And I'll be able to make a locking system off the other side. So there'll be kind of like a piece of flat bar or a chunk of steel that goes from this angle, braced, and this end will just be capped off so it can't get past that angle iron. So it'll basically stop like right there, boop. And then over here, same type of deal, except it'll be a slip through on this side. And then we'll be able to drill a hole here and have some sort of locking device. And that'll basically keep these wheels where they need to go. These will be rims, basically this whole section. These will probably be rims and tires, but for locking the rims down on the back there. So probably have the rims in the rear. These ones will pretty much be sandwiched in there. Probably just strapped down, honestly. Maybe a piece of angle iron or something to go across to lock these ones into. Haven't really got that far yet. But she's coming along. Tongue was shortened, obviously, and all welded out. So that's a new jack and a new tongue. So we need to mount the fender still. I need to make a latch over here. Yeah, get these fenders tied in. I did confirm the wheel bolt pattern. It's 5x100, which is super odd. So I might just end up spray painting these and reusing them. I'm not sure yet. Or get adapters. Anyway, we're making progress. So what I'm going to do today, yeah, finish that latch and figure out the light locations, brake lights, license plate, all that good stuff. So I'm going to stall a couple days though. Well, basically at a point now where I could think about paint and wiring. I hope all the welding's done. At least I think it is. Same with the woodwork. I believe that we're pretty much, yeah, at that point where we could start priming stuff and laying wires. So kind of picking up where I left off. I did finish making that locking device as I was describing. So it is a piece of plate with a actually exhaust tube welded on there. So it's just basically allowing that DOM to bottom out on this side. On the opposite side, it's a pass-through. So it actually slides through that same size tubing. And then I'll be able to drill a hole and lock that there. I also mounted the wheel wells. So that's pretty slick. I put the side marker lights kind of in a funky spot. This is an odd shaped trailer, so I figured that would be more or less the widest corner. So they're kind of tucked up there. Also did the taillights. They just kind of fit. But obviously one on each side. I got this hinge all flanged up. I just made a piece of steel to cover the screws up. Flows a little nicer. Got that latch all fitted up as well. So our door is complete. One more thing I did add. Fits a little tight. Was this removable sleeve here. So this thing just kind of pops in and out. And what this is for my vise. So you pop that guy in there first. Little wing nut here. Let me grab my vise. Just bear with me. Piece of DOM tube on the bottom of the vise slides in here. And then you have a vise that can spin like multiple axis vise. So say you're working on like an axle or something, you can actually spin it this way and then work on it so it's facing down. Being on the corner, you have a lot of leeway with how you want to position things. So thought that was pretty slick. If a guy's wrenching, whatever you got to do, grab some tools, vise is right there, and then when it's time to hit the road, everything's removable. So anywho, I think a guy's going to start painting the underside of this. Maybe start passing some wire. I do need to add chains on the front yet. But hopefully the next time I pick up on the video here, it will be at the completion part of the video, and I'll have one more time loading it up with all the tires. Just doing one more test and fit before we actually use the thing. So might start laying some paint down and get these taillights wired up. Should look pretty slick. Well, here she is in all her glory. Small but mighty. So yeah, it's obviously red in color, black frame. All the raw steel I started with a high build primer. So any of the new steel was actually primed first, gray. Wheel arches as well, and they were undercoated. And then all the plywood, I used again, a primer, but it's more of like a surface or a stained wood type primer. So it's a good base coat because I did have different plywood on the front and in the bottom here. So priming it all, made it all uniform in one color. And then it's actually kind of like a garage floor type paint. So it's got a bit of texture to it. I think that'll be good for not only strapping down tires and stuff like that, but just for being rugged and constantly being scraped and bumped, whatever. Who knows? Every trailer I've ever owned always rusts out and doesn't seem to last that long aesthetically. So hopefully this one with just summer use will look pretty sick for a while. All in all, came out super cool, but I went to go get a plate for this thing and get registration, and come to realize that there's no VIN. And if there was a VIN, it would have been cut off when I shortened the tongue. So went rummaging through all my scrap steel. I'm telling you, I cannot find the VIN on any of the steel that I cut off anywhere on the trailer. So got in touch with a company here for Alberta and Saskatchewan. It's called VinAssign. It's actually really, really straightforward. Heard horror stories, I had to wait 30 days and a guy came out and denied it, blah, blah, blah. This guy came out, gave it literally, I'm talking 30-second look over. Yep, looks good. Here's your VIN. So she now has a brand new VIN. It says it was built in 2025. So this is now a brand new trailer. I mean, it kind of is in a sense, but it's got a new VIN stamped here from Alberta. And then the last 8 digits are actually on the tongue now. So for anybody that's a little bit weary or scared to go and get a VIN for a home built trailer or whatever, at least with my experience, not that bad. So she's official. Lights work, wired up the lights, marker lights up here. Everything works. So I basically need to pick up on the Mustang now with the hitch receiver, and also integrate the just a 4-plug harness here. Got to tap into the brake lights and the running lights, signal lights. So this will be hanging out of my trunk essentially, but I will walk you guys around, show you what it looks like one more time. I think it's going to do the job. And then come to find out that I have a set of wheels that actually has a dual bolt pattern, 5x100 and 5x114. So these might get changed. I still haven't made my mind up on that, but I do have options. So why don't we walk around, have a quick gander. Yeah, so there's that VIN I was talking about. Whoop. Pretty simple. And then, yeah, just the last 8 digits he stamped in there, and yeah, it's official. So yeah, shortened tongue, new jack, new tongue, hitch itself on the front, added chains with new hooks, all new wiring, plywood, modifications on the front for the toolbox, all that good stuff that we saw. I actually went through and organized a lot of this as well. I think I actually locked this. So those sockets are probably going to get bounced around. I don't know. I'm in between moving shops here, so at least all of my track tools are in one spot. And whatever we got to do to keep them from getting jostled around, I don't know. I'll organize it better. But anyway, pretty much getting ready to rock. I even got my chairs and shit already. Went through some of the track stuff. So we're leaving in about 2 weeks for this adventure. Don't mind my shitty camera angle. There we go. So we got jack stands in there, fisheye mode. So we got jack stands in there, chairs, more tools in here, wiring, clamps, fluids, sprayer. I'm going to have a spare serpentine belt, I think an extra set of control arms, and inner and outer tie rod. And that's us. I might actually do a quick test and tune with the car and this whole setup before we leave. So if I do that, I will probably show you in another video. But yeah, like I was saying before, the taillights are all wired up and working. Looking pretty slick. So I guess it's not really a DIY build your own trailer on a budget, but you know, can you get a single axle trailer for a budget and instead of buying one new? I think absolutely. I got this for 450 bucks. Spent about, let's say, another 400 on wood, steel, paint, wiring harness, wheel tubs. So I would say all in, I'm still under $1,000 for this, and I think it's perfect for what I'm trying to do. So as far as a budget build mini trailer, I think this nailed it, and just need to see how it works now. Before I end it off, we're pretty much fully loaded. I'm gonna have rims in the center, but just for reference, I'm not, you know, superhuman or anything. And, you know, as far as tongue weight goes, it's very manageable. So I think we're about at that 60-40 split. We're still a little heavier in the front, but I think very, very balanced trailer. And it's going to do the job. So leaving in 2 weeks, we're about to find out. See you then.